Today, nearly 350,000 Haitians are set to lose their temporary protected status, which means they could be deported.
And while some say the benefit was never meant to be permanent, others argue Haitians cannot return to their native country because conditions have not improved.
News Channel 8's Emmy Darkia joins us now live. Emmy, in addition to people losing their immigration benefit, there are other problems they could also face, right?
Jen, Josh, that is true, and DHS even warns against the scammers themselves. They say that there might be unauthorized practitioners out there who try to take advantage of this delicate situation.
The key is for everyone out there listening, make sure that you're dealing with a lawyer, not just a notary. There are some good notaries out there that specialize in this, but they're usually associated with a lawyer, a licensed lawyer. So if you're going to consult with a notary, make sure that they're attached to a licensed attorney.
As the temporary protected status for thousands of Haitians is set to expire Monday, lawyers warn that there may be those who are not qualified to provide legal advice, trying to capitalize on the delicate situation of those who may want to remain in the United States.
Go to the Florida bar to make sure that there are licensed attorneys that specialize in the area. And if you Google them and you don't find out that they have any connection to Florida or that they're not licensed in Florida, then I would stay away from them.
The end of TPS would mean that those who previously held the benefit would lose their work permits and can be subject to deportation.
It's frustrating. It's heartbreaking. I'm devastated because I didn't want to see that day where they're sending people home from their job. And like, what do?
Today's deadline comes after the Supreme Court sided with the Trump administration, saying the Department of Homeland Security was within its power to end TPS for countries like Haiti and Syria. Haitian nationals in the Tampa Bay area say the conditions in the country haven't improved enough for those who held TPS to safely return home.
I think if you look at the history of Haitian immigrants in Florida within the last 15 years, after the devastating earthquake in Port-au-Prince in 2010, and over the last 7 years, when gangs really have overtaken the capital of Haiti, it's really mind-boggling to say that folks can go back to Haiti and not have temporary protected status.
But the federal government states that TPS was never meant to be treated as a permanent solution. In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security told us temporary protected status is exactly that, temporary. For far too long, TPS has been allowed to function as a de facto amnesty program, despite Congress never intending it to be permanent.
And we asked DHS if there will be any operatives that focus on Haitian nationals after the end of TPS. They told us that they don't comment on any future or ongoing operations.